So I will say I got a chance to listen to your new album. Fantastic. I can't wait for people to hear it. And I can't wait for you to perform at South by Southwest. I mean,
Yeah, neither
that's
can
an
we.
exciting
Thank
opportunity.
you.
I know.
Cheers.
So let's go into it. How does the band, how do you feel you would describe your sound?
Oof. If I had to describe it, I'd say if Radiohead, Nirvana, and Alice in Chains had a baby, that's what I'd say.
It's like a great band.
Yeah, I think that's I think you've hit it on the head there, to be fair.
Maybe that's a bit cocky, maybe that's a bit too big headed, but that's how I'd describe our sound anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, actually.
Well, how you describe the sound is one thing, but I'm kind of curious, who are some of the artists that, influenced you when you were growing up?
I think we've all got different influences, haven't we? We all
Yeah.
come from sort of completely different musical backgrounds. I think I like blues and rhythm, and I think the other boys have just got completely different tastes to what I like. But that it kind of works for us all though, because we blend our influences together, and we make a great sound.
Yeah, so many different aspects of genres and ideas. Obviously Quinty's into is more like ELO and Elvis and all sorts of Dire Straits. Me and Josh are more into like the grunge. Josh likes a bit of funk as well, so we add that in somewhere wherever we can. But yeah, I think one thing we find is that like when people watch us live, they don't really like normally. I don't know. Normally, when you watch bands, you can go, "Oh, they draw influences from this genre and these bands in particular." But with us, we find like a lot of people can't describe who we sound like. It's like, oh, a bit of that, but then a bit of someone on the complete other end of the spectrum as well. So I think that's a good quality that we have.
Yeah, you got people now and again who come up with these ideas of they heard a set or a song, they try and describe, and it comes back with the most backwards artist that wouldn't sound anything like us whatsoever. That happens quite a bit, but like Eggy said, we all have our different influences, and it all sort of comes together and makes this big cake of our sound.
Love it. I will say I did get to see Jeff Lynne perform a few years back. So good. So amazing.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Well, it was like the first time he came to the States in like decades. So like getting to see him, it was it was a sight to behold. It was before he did like a big tour and everything. He just like quietly came and did one show on the West Coast and then one show on the East Coast. And I was like, I got tickets to the East Coast show. That place was packed.
I can imagine.
I'd like to see him. And I'd take my nan as well.
Oh, Nana.
All right. So I know you have an upcoming single, Burning Questions. So I want you, can you tell us a little bit more about the single itself?
Yeah, so the single was sort of well, it was written when in a time where like I don't know, I got lied to, stabbed in the back, like sort of thing. So, and you ask people questions and they give you an answer, and then whether you believe it or not is another thing. So that's what the sort of lyrics are about anyway. But yeah, I think we draw a lot of inspiration from, I don't even know where from. We listen to the new I don't know whether you know them, Wonder Horse. We listened to the new Wonder Horse album, and yeah, we like drew a lot of inspiration from their sound with it. So hopefully we can hear that ringing through. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I also know that this single is coming. It's part of your upcoming EP, Lazarus,
EP,
and that's set for release on May 30th.
Yeah.
What are some themes you'll be exploring on this album?
Kai, do you want to take it, Mosh?
Oh, I wrote all the songs, so I'll answer. I'll answer this one. No, I'm joking. It's all some of the songs are quite I experienced listening to them back when we got them back. You experienced so many different emotions, like Burning Questions, really upbeat, on quite a serious topic, and then you have Lost Control, which is quite personal to all of us in the band. We've all been affected in some way, shape, or form by the meaning behind it, which is about Alzheimer's and dementia. So that's quite a personal song, and so we're exploring, so the grief and the loss, and then also like the hopefulness of moving on. So yeah, there's a few themes like that throughout there.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to help me out on this one?
It's very experimental, and we got kind of like pushed out of our comfort zone a bit by the producer of the EP, Gavin, from Magic Garden Studios. He really like pushed us to do things that we wouldn't normally do, and give us that extra confidence in just trying new things. Like any idea we had, just trying it, and we had so little time to record it as well. Like what we fitted in was immense. It was crazy.
So it sort of taught us that when he made it clear that when you go into the studio to do something, you're not gonna go in and come out with the same idea. There's things that come on top, and you've got to chuck all these layers in, and little suggestions coming in as you hear in each part be recorded. I think that's what we sort of learned, is that creativity just never stops when you're in the studio, and it just keeps going. And then at the end, you're sitting back, and I think it was Lost Control. We were listening to the first mix, and we went into the studio with Lost Control being quite a heavy song. And then we ended up adding in like synths and violins and all these little pieces. And at the end of that song, and putting the lyrics together along with this really mellow, quite sad, musical piece at the end, all four of us were sobbing in the studio.
Yeah, it was sentimental, wasn't it? It was really sentimental.
Yeah, it was a really good moment. It was one I'll always look back on.
Well, as you said, you just mentioned, recording at Magic Garden Studios, and you worked with Gavin Monahan. So can you tell me, I know you said a lot of things already, but can you tell me a little bit more about what it was like getting to work with him, and how his input during the recording process, helped you as a band?
It was just so easy. It was like everything we suggested, he already had in mind. He's got such a amazing mind. I don't know how to describe it. It's like he's got some sort of superpower when it comes to like how something should sound, or it was just like he'd know what to do before we'd even said what we wanted. And he's worked with some big people, and he's multi-platinum producer and stuff. And you'd think we went in quite intimidated, to be honest, because we'd never experienced that sort of what's the word, like professionalism, like with who he's worked with and stuff like that. But as soon as we went in, he made us feel like at ease straight away. And I think that's what helped us the most, was we just felt really comfortable in his presence, and we felt like anything we suggested, it wouldn't be taken with a pinch of salt. It would be thought about, and he'd execute it properly. And yeah, I can't say any bad words about him whatsoever.
He brought the best out in all of us. He really just nailed everything that we wanted to do, and you could see that he was just listening to the track back. He had his eyes closed, and you could see his hands moving, and then he'd get up and he started playing the piano, and he's created this motif, and it's incredible. Honestly, I wouldn't want to work with anyone else. He's absolutely fantastic.
Nice bloke, loves to sleep.
He loved a kip, didn't he?
Okay.
Crazy.
I don't know how you'd be talking to him 1 minute and writing music, and he'd be playing piano, then you look back and he's like that in a chat.
And then he just resurrect and jump on the piano. Or...
It was amazing, honestly. You could see the cogs working in his brain.
Very exciting. Very exciting indeed. So like I said, I did have a chance to listen to the album. Like I said, great stuff. And I gotta tell you, my favorite track on there was With You. So I'm kind of curious for each of you, which was your favorite to like write or record for the album?
I'm gonna have to go last. One of you guys can go first. I'm not sure yet. I decided myself.
I know my favorite. My favorite's definitely Lazarus. It's just got like straight away just the tones on it, the bass tones coming in straight away. I think originally it was a bit cleaner than that, but that was Gavin who just said completely go like balls to the wall with it, and he I can't remember what track he put on. It was a Radiohead one. He put on the national anthem. He put
National.
on that, and he just said, "Listen to this, boys. Just get in with this vibe." And straight away, that just kind of like changed the song, and it just made it something else. So it's got that really nice driving pulse behind it, but at the same time, it's got that eeriness to it, which is just my favorite by far, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna add to that and say I think Lazarus is also my favorite track of the EP. But again, each song has their own different bits, which are amazing and that I really like. But Lazarus, in terms of the sound, and it really feels like you could really explode playing that song. And I had the same feeling in the studio recording that song, you know, with the big drops and the breakdown and things like that. I was playing it live. I was like, yeah, this is class. But then lost control with what it turned into and the sentimental value to me and the rest of the band as well. And that was a different reaction to hearing a song for the first time as when we were all sat there sobbing. So
Yeah,
too, I think.
I have to agree and say lost control. I think just because the memory is just, I don't know, it'll always stick with me recording that. And that, like, we were in that studio for ages. I think it was like, we started at 10 and we were there till about 8:30. And that he played that piano and cello bit and stuff. And we just, I don't know, just the feeling in that room was just, I don't know, I don't think it'll be something I'll ever feel again. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I think Lost Control for me is the best. My favorite track. It's so sentimental, and you know, it's written from a really vulnerable place, but it also has that sense of like growth and hopefulness for the future. And I think you've done a really good job with the lyrics on
I was
every
about to
song.
say, I think they're my favorite lyrics that I've written.
They're fantastic.
Excellent. All right. What message do you hope fans will take away from listening to Lazarus?
I'd say, I hope they take away that this is just the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is just the start of our journey, and we've been together for, what's it been, 4 years now? 4 years, 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And like, we've traveled everywhere, and there's always been a brick wall in front of us, and we've always felt like, maybe we aren't enough, we haven't been giving it our all and stuff. But after this year, after what we've made and stuff, I hope fans realize that like those 4.5 years have gone by so fast, and this is just the beginning of something that can be that has a lot of longevity. And hopefully we'll get more opportunity to showcase what 4 boys from Swansea can achieve and create, and hopefully it moves people and gets people motivated to listen more.
Excellent. Now let's delve a little into, you're going to be performing at South by Southwest. So how did that opportunity to perform at such like, this is like a big festival.
Yeah.
How did that come to fruition?
I want to say it was all, we got in contact with a man called Kelly Monroe, who he's London based, and we played a gig up there before with we had an old manager at the time called Craig Vegas, who sort of knew these people from before. He used to manage a band called Catfish and the Bottlemen, and he had all these contacts from when they were sort of coming up, and he introduced us to Kelly. And we at that point, before we messaged him, we really didn't know where to go, what to do. We felt like we weren't giving enough effort, and again, like I said before, we hit a brick wall sort of thing. And then we all sat around Josh's table and we were like, where do we go from here? And we all came to the decision that we were just going to just go 100 miles an hour and just give everything, and try and get some opportunities that we can be proud of. And I saw that Kelly put up like a Facebook post saying that he was looking to mentor bands. So I give him a message and told him our situation and that we weren't gonna just be lazy and lounge about. We wanted to just go for it. Like, and he was like, look, if you guys show the effort and the willingness to work hard, I'll give you the opportunities, sort of thing. Because he has stages with people that he knows everywhere. He's been to Southwest loads of times. So yeah, we got in with him. We were having meetings all the time. We were saving money. We were recording, obviously, with our label Revolver, who also helped massively with letting us record this new EP and stuff like that, to have material to show these, bigger festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a hard graft. And even throughout this time where we were in contact with Kelly and, we were in the early stages of applying for South by Southwest, because we applied for South by Southwest last year. We weren't successful. But again, we were really putting in that hard work with the tracks coming out as well, and we had something to show. And it's one of the first times, I think, in a long time that we as a band feel, right, someone has finally seen us for what we can do. Someone has given us that opportunity. It's what we can do, and we need to make the most of it. Yeah, it weren't easy. Like I said, we've, even during while we were playing, we were still feeling a bit down about everything, or about opportunities and things. But we just stuck at it because it's what we have to do. Like there was no other option but to stick at it. Like, yeah. So that's how it came about. Really, is Kelly and a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I'm a little curious what your set list is going to look like for South by Southwest. Are you going to have a lot of like the new song, a mix of the new songs off of Lazarus and fan favorites?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't actually had time to sit down yet and fully go through it. We had a gig on Friday in Sin City, which is a venue in Swansea. Obviously that was an hour set, so we're gonna have to try and cut that down to the half-hour slots we've been given. But it will be, I think all the new songs will be in there, and then we'll sprinkle a couple of old songs that we're proud of as well. So
you will hear the Lazarus EP in full, though. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm kind of curious for each of you. What does it mean to you to be playing at such a prestigious festival like South by Southwest?
It's just, yeah, I don't think it's probably sunk in yet, to be honest with you. I don't think it will until we come off stage, to be honest with you. We're really, really fortunate, and we've worked hard, so we're just so excited to come show everyone what we can do, and hopefully come back and just keep progressing. But yeah, we're really thankful, we're excited, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. I don't think I would have ever dreamed of when we first met up in Josh's garage 4 years ago in Bonnie Mine, like that we'd be going to America. Do you know what I mean? It's a surreal feeling. I don't know. It's, again, it doesn't feel real. We're leaving on Tuesday to go to New York, and I got work tomorrow now, and I just can't fathom that on Tuesday we're going to be flying from Heathrow to JFK. Like, do you know what I mean? So, let alone playing 2 big festivals, So, yeah, definitely has not sunk in yet. But might have to ask the question when we come back what it felt like.
Oh.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't feel real at all. It's funny because people will always tell you when you're a lot younger, learning your instruments and saying, yeah, I want to be in a band, I want to give it a go. People will always be around you, whether that be teachers, friends, family, whatever, saying, oh, yeah, you do realize you have to work a proper job. It's a 1 in a million chance of doing these things, going to America. And, it's happening. And, none of us have had, I wouldn't say any of us have had a lot of money growing up. We certainly haven't been, left out, whatever. We've all been very loved by our families. We hardly live in massive houses. We're just 4 boys from Swansea. We decided, let's have a go, and we've had a go, and we're doing all right. So yeah, it haven't registered yet about any of this. It just feels like I've got an all day with the boys.
Yeah. I don't think the boys have mentioned it yet, but it doesn't feel real. It means so much to us though. Like, I watched my favorite band playing like the stage of South by Southwest. I think I've watched Fontaines DC play that stage in South by Southwest at least 100 times. Just watching that over and over again, and just seeing like how much of that came from that set over there. And they were a tiny band at the time. No one knew them. So just to play in the same festival as people of that caliber is just insane.
It's funny you should mention that, because that brings me to my next question. Are there any live performances that you'll be heading to see while you're there?
Benson Boone. I want to see him flip. I want to see him do the flip live.
My 7-year-old loves that flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to copy his outfits and wear that little the blue number he
jumpsuit.
wore in the Grammys. Yeah.
There's British bands as well that are going, that we haven't really had a chance to speak to. The K's being one of them. British band again. We've followed them for a while. We've never met them in person, but yeah, it'd be nice to see them out there, and they're doing really well. They're probably a sort of UK grassroots bands there are. They're doing really well, and hopefully we can get in with them, have a little chat, and introduce ourselves. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing their set as well.
There's a lot of Welsh bands that are going as well that we want to catch up with. We saw CVC in Swansea Arena not so long ago, and they're going out to play. So it'd be nice to have a drink with them after they finish and stuff and have a chat. But yeah, I think there's loads of bands. I can't name them off the top of my head, but.
All right. My last question. What would you like to say to your fans and supporters of your music?
This is going to get deep now. It's going to get deep. I don't want to trauma dump, like, you know what I mean? Thank you all so much. I don't think anyone realizes, even just them sharing something on social media, or what that means for us, not just as a band but as people. For people to care about things that we have created is sort of like unfathomable. It's like something we've created that started in my bedroom, sort of thing, for people to like connect with it and want to support it. It just doesn't process in my brain. So when we play gigs and stuff, and there's so many people out in the crowd singing along to lyrics I wrote and stuff like that, I find it really overwhelming. Most of the time you'll see me with my eyes closed because I can't look at people singing, because I'm going to get emotional, sort of thing. But yeah, thank you all so much. This would not be possible without any one of you. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Yeah, cheers. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.